Welcome to What's Leadership? I'm Liz Wiltsie. The more I learn about leadership, the more I'm convinced there's not a one-size-fits-all solution. So I am on my own learning journey, and I invite you to join me. EbonyJanice reminds me that being open about my journey is important. Each episode features someone I admire with actionable insights to share. So please join me as I ask, what's leadership?
This is meant to introduce you to this podcast, and I want to be pretty real about what you're getting here. So when I started this podcast back in the fall of 2019, I had one idea about what I was doing. And my journey has been bringing what I really wanted to be doing in line with the messaging of my podcast. So it started out as a piece for Millennial and Gen Z teams, and there is a lot of wisdom to go around in that arena. And you'll see that the first 6 episodes were all done between summer and fall of 2019. And as I've gone back and listened to them in August of 2020, I re-listened to some of these episodes, and I realized that what my guests had said is as relevant or more so today than it was a year ago, or just under a year ago, when we did these episodes originally. So I have pulled together some clips from those first 6 episodes just to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect from this podcast. Everyone's talking about leadership. Everyone's talking about it in a different way. So I think it's great and exciting. So you've got Bunny Mackenzie Mack talking about boundaries, Desiree Adaway talking about accountability and the modern abolition movement. You've got Kimberly Faith talking about our relationship with time and reimagining our relationship with time. You've got David Deemed Spread inviting us to slow down. You've got Colin Bedell, who has the most succinct definition of leadership I've ever heard, and I love it. And you've got Carmen Medina talking about how everything you know is wrong. So I'm going to let you hear from all of them as this trailer, and then I invite you into the discussion of what's leadership. I invite you to join us every week as we go on a learning journey and have more guests with even more knowledge to share. So I'm Liz Wiltsie, and I'll see you in a future episode.
I think one of the number one challenge that leaders face at work is believing that they have the permission not only to set boundaries with those with whom they work, but also to hold the boundaries of other people, like to honor them. And I think one of the reasons that happens is because, right, we live in a system that really socializes us to believe that going to work means leaving ourselves at home. And so the idea of actually being really honest about our emotional capacity, our mental capacity, our physical capacity is one of those things that we believe that we have to leave at home in order to lead successfully.
A lot of folks see accountability as something that's punitive, and I see it as a deep love and kinship, right? So I only hold folks accountable that I care about, that I want to be in community with. And so when we're called out for not showing up or following through, when we're called out because our impact was not what we had hoped it would be, I take that as a sign of folks that really care about me and care about me as a leader and developing my leadership skills. And so I just think leaders need to spend a bit more time focused around accountability and what does that mean? And how can we think of it as not something that's punitive, but use that as ways that we can learn and wrestle with really big, important issues publicly and model ways for other people to wrestle with those issues.
One tip I would give people is to redefine your relationship with time. Everywhere I go, people are held hostage by this perception of, I don't have time. And what I'm watching is that it's leading people to make quick decisions, move fast under this illusion that we don't have time. And this is a personal challenge that I even had years ago, to reframe my thinking to say something like, I've got all the time I need. I have the time to do the important things, or this will happen in the right way at the right time with the right people. You see the difference? It's on which syllable are you going to place the emphasis.
And the number one tip really is for the leader to slow down, observe carefully what's going on, listen carefully, what's happening, and then ask exploratory questions. So, such as, what's going on for you right now? What can I do to help? Why is this? Why has things changed? What's changed for you? To ask questions to discover what lies behind everything in a way that's not confrontational.
And so that's really the way I look at leadership, as a person who holds space for the brilliance of others, takes responsibility to cultivate that, assumes it proactively without evidence, and then gets out of the way so that people can do that.
Almost everything that they're being taught or they have been taught about leadership is wrong. In my opinion, it's almost like a sham industry, the leadership development industry. And it differs from domain to domain, but there's just a lot about leadership skills that overemphasizes the importance of leadership, which I think, given the nature of work today, that it's so much more fluid. You can't stop work to have these leadership moments anymore. It just doesn't make any sense. And so I think, that's the biggest challenge. The concept of leadership, the way it's taught, most everything about it is ill-suited. If it was ever well-suited, but it's ill-suited to our world today.
Full show notes from this episode and every episode are available at 4needs.work/podcast. If you're intrigued by this episode, please subscribe.